Good evening, afternoon, morning, whatever it is for you, and welcome back to ZK1 Plays. I've been away for a while, but I'm very glad to be back with you guys. Thanks for checking out this video about Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, and today I'm going to show you how to get an extremely overpowered weapon set up very, very early in the game. So we're going to jump right into it, but before we do, as always, thank you so much for taking a look at my channel. I came back to my channel after being away for a little while, and I'm at 350 subscribers today, which is a huge deal, and so appreciate it. And obviously, as always, if you're checking me out for the first time, a subscription goes a long way toward the goals that I'm trying to hit. So thank you so much for checking it out, and without further ado, let's get into how to get an overpowered weapon almost immediately in Tears of the Kingdom. First of all, what we're going to have to do is open up our map, and I'm going to show you kind of where it is on my map. As you can see, I haven't even completed the game yet myself, but if you're starting out the game and you're trying to get this weapon early, then it's not going to be as opened up as even mine is. And so I'm here at Lookout Landing, which is kind of one of the first areas you'll come to. Your first goal to get this overpowered weapon, which, by the way, spoiler here, it is the, I believe it's called the Light Scale Trident. Okay, what we're going to do is you're going to need to travel east all the way to the Zora domain and complete the entire water temple cycle. All right, I'm showing you guys this just for a quick moment because some people get confused here. On the map, this place is known as Mipha's Court. You can see here, and it's just east of the Zora's domain itself. So if you go to Zora's domain, right, and you start looking for the water temple and how to get there and everything, it's eventually going to take you to Mipha's Court. And this place right here is where a lot of the quests are based out of. All right, and so Prince Sidon usually hangs out in the water here, and eventually his fiance moves up here as well. And so this is where you'll kind of be bouncing in and out of different tasks to complete the water temple. All right, now that we're actually in the domain, I'm going to show you where you need to go. And in order to get the Light Scale Trident to be built, you're going to need a couple things. You're going to need a Zora Spear and 3 diamonds, and then I believe some flint. Flint you should have come across naturally. Diamonds, you're going to have to get lucky hunting in caves through ore deposits or purchasing them at the shop in Goron City for, I think, 1,000 rupees each. They're not cheap. But there are ways that you can kind of cheese that. And if you would like to know how to get more diamonds, you can always check out my next guide that's coming out very soon, which has to do with item duplication, and how exactly to increase your diamond supply. All right, but once you have your Zora Spear, your 3 diamonds, and your flint, you'll come here, and you are going to talk to one of these two here. Let's see. Yes. Okay, so I was wrong. Actually, it is like the Zora Blacksmith. So you're going to fly down from the throne room and right over here. Now, I wasn't wrong. You do have to complete the water temple and have all of that taken care of, as well as have a Zora Spear and the diamonds and the flint that I mentioned. And then you will come find the Zora Smith, who should be in this area. Yeah, here he is. And once you find him, he will take your ingredients and he will make you a Light Scale Trident. Okay? All right, so you may be asking yourself this question, and so before we move on to showing you exactly how overpowered the Light Scale Trident is, I'm going to show you how exactly you can get yourself a Zora Spear. These things are a little bit hard to come by, but there is one that I think is very easy to find, and I'll show you that one next. But first, just in case you have wondered what this might mean, you can actually take a picture of a Zora Spear that you come across in the overworld, and then it will give you some information on where to find another one. Like, say if you used one in the Water Temple dungeon, but then you lost it and you weren't able to use it, or weren't able to keep it around long enough to make it into this special trident, then you can come in here and find where you took the picture of it, and then you can go find another one by following the clue. So there's my Light Scale Trident, but here is the Zora Spear, and then on the bottom right corner of the screen here, kind of where my face is right in front of it, says Lanayru Wetlands and Upland Zorana. Okay, so what you're going to do is look at your map, and the 2 places that are labeled that, Upland Zorana is right here, right, and then Lanayru Wetlands, I think, is over here. So this area here, and then, of course, this whole ridge here, those mobs of, let's say, like bokoblins and Lizalfos and stuff like that, they have chances to either be carrying a Zora Spear or to have one in their loot boxes that you get for clearing those camps. So every time there's a blood moon, you could take on this ridge, take on this wetlands, which have all these little, like, I don't know, like islands and bridges kind of connecting different groups of Lizalfos and stuff. And by raiding those two areas, you're probably going to find a Zora Spear. But the one I'm going to show you is almost guaranteed. All right, so what you need to do is make your way from Zora's Domain all the way to Raleigh's Pond, and just to the west over here, there's a chest that's going to have one in it. All right, so check this out. So here I am at Raleigh's Pond, and I got a little turned around on my way, so that's why I cut off the footage. But from here, what you're going to do is jump down to this little extra pond here, and the chest should be just outside of it. So follow me here. We're going to turn around and jump off the cliff. And then just to the right, if you're coming at it from this direction, there should be a chest on the hillside here. There you see it, and let's check it out. Indeed, there it is, a Zora Spear. One thing to note about all of these Zora weapons, all right, and I think it's exclusive to the Zora weapons, they have an ability that allows their damage to scale based on whether or not you are currently wet or have been wet in the last few seconds. All right, so here's my Zora Spear on my back, but as you can see right here, hanging on this little wall mount is a light scale trident, and I have a pretty nasty bludgeoning attachment on it as well. And you may be wondering to yourself, how do you have two? Well, once again, stay tuned for my next video where I'm going to talk about item duplication and how exactly you can take your light scale trident and get more than one of them. And it's important because, you know, if you're spending 3 diamonds to get a light scale trident, it makes sense to not have to spend those 3 diamonds ever again if possible. And so there's a way that you can duplicate that. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and drop this spear so that I can pick up my light scale trident, and I'm going to show you exactly how it works. All right. So check out this light scale trident that I have. This one has the marbled Goma attachment on the end of it. Very, very cool. It hits just like a spear, just as fast, right? Still has the same charge attack and everything. But the difference is what I'm about to show you here. Okay, so right now its weapon grade is at 60. So it's doing 60 damage per tap, which, by the way, is already a respectable amount of damage for a spear. And can we just take note that that is the base damage on this weapon? Pretty incredible. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you something really unique, and it's only on these particular Zora weapons, of which the light scale trident is the best, that this idea even works. So anytime that you beat a temple, you're going to get one of these secret stone kind of connection things. And so right now I have Tulin active. I'm going to turn him off by dismissing him. Then we're going to go and activate Sidon. If you've completed the water temple, which you have to do to get your light scale trident, then you will have him available to summon. Okay? It says I can't summon here, so we're going to have to move a little bit out of the house to show you exactly how this trick works. Here we are. And there is Sidon appearing by my side. And as you can see, my weapon is still at 60 damage per swing. All right, ready? Now check this out. Sidon has a special ability. Anytime you interact with him, he will give you a bubble of water, which automatically gives you the wet attribute. All right, and so if I interact with him, let's go. There's my water bubble. Now, do you remember the weapon was at 60 damage? Well, anytime you're wet, you'll see those wet bubbles around your weapon. Check out what the damage goes to. It's a straight double of the damage that's being done. So if it's at 60, it goes straight to 120. That means this sledge, with this one tap like this right here, is doing 120 damage. 120 damage per hit. All right, and so this is the basic premise of this, is that when you pass the water temple, get the light scale trident, attach your biggest, bestest attachment, and then just take Sidon with you, and you will melt through any boss that you come across. Now, you can see I have the bubble on right now. Even if I were to swing, it would sling out the water like this. Okay? And now, even though the bubbles are not around my weapon anymore, I still have that 120 base attack for probably 10 to 20 seconds. All right, so you'll have that active for a little while before you have to reactivate it. And so, pretty much as long as you're interacting with him every few 30 seconds or so, you should be able to keep that buff active until this weapon breaks. All right, check this out. That is 154 damage. 154 damage per hit. This thing is going to be shredding through bosses. If you don't believe me, then let's take it into a fight real quick and show off its immense power. All right, we finally got his armor taken off, and so now we're really going to open up and see what this thing can do. Here's one shot. Anytime you're able to see like actual movement on a Lionel's health bar. All right, here we go. Check out this flurry rush. Its health bar is going down like a Bokoblin's health bar would. That's how much damage I'm doing. Let's refresh my water. Keep that damage coming. And look at that, like 10 hits or something crazy like that. I'm able to shred through either the second or third hardest Lionel in the game, which all Lionels are actually pretty tough. And so, again, this weapon is overpowered. You got to get your hands on it very soon, duplicate it, and use the heck out of it, all right? Well, thank you guys all so much for checking out that video, and I hope that you guys enjoyed seeing this light scale trident scaled up with the power of water. It is so crazy. Please come back for the next one. Subscribe if you're new here, and again, I hope to catch you in the next video. All right, peace.